What's up guys? Today we're back working on the Troopy, turning it from the blank canvas it was into a world-class tourer. We're going to be fixing the cooling issues. This thing looks rank. Updating the cabin.
That's pretty lit.
Starting the plumbing on the hot water system. And we're even going to be giving the Prada a little bit of love. Don't forget to give this video a like. Let's get into it. Well guys, recently we've had a lot going on. And to be honest, the Troopy build has really been on the back burner. We've been up to the Gold Coast where I ran my first marathon and got to hang out with some friends. Unfortunately, running 42 kilometers without training was a bit detrimental to my legs and I ended up a little bit sore. And last week, we didn't even put a video up as we were cruising down rapids with friends in freezing cold water, laughing and shivering our way down the Picton River. That was truly an epic adventure we won't forget. But now, time to work on the Troopy. Hello. I don't know if you guys saw in an episode recently, we took this car up to the snow and it kept getting very, very cold. So it's time to fix that. I am going to pull the thermostat out of this. That's gonna be fun. I'm just gonna drain all the coolant out first and then once we've done that, we'll rip into it. For those of you at home that don't know what a thermostat is, it's basically a little temperature control valve inside a car's cooling system that stays somewhat closed until the engine heats up to a desired temperature and then opens and allows the coolant to begin flowing around and doing the magic that it needs to do. This keeps the engine running at an optimum temperature, reducing the risk of internal engine damage. Guys, you might have seen me using these around the shed, but I'd leave my motorbike on one of these and I'm using them to work on the car. Look at this, they just go flat. It's like so light. These are from Tie Gear. You wouldn't expect it, would you? And they're just so easy. They're just like little stools, two different sizes. You can get them in different colors. You know what? You can actually get them in a sandy taupe. I forgot about that. And like I said, I've had these for ages and they're so strong. Well, I mean, you guys have seen my motorbike sitting on it for so long. I reckon that these, even though they're not made for motorbikes, this would be so much cheaper of an option than you buying a proper motorbike stand. Like those ones that you get from like MX Store or whatever, I bet you they're more expensive than one of them and they won't fold up like that. Anyway, you can get 10% off these if you use Lil Jake 10, but just thought I'd show you because they're sick. All right, so after all that work, I got it out. Check it out. This thing looks rank. You can see that seal there is broken. I mean, I don't know whether I did that or not when I pulled it out, but does not look good, does it? More than likely, I guess this is just like jammed open. Yeah, it's cool. So I guess now time to go to Super Cheap and get another one of these bad boys. Yeah, I might get a new radiator cap as well, hey? Let's get this thing looking mint. Well, cooling mint. Cool boys. Going back, got myself a new thermostat and a little rubber seal with it. Also got a radiator cap and yeah, some JB Weld, which I won't need, but I just needed that because it was on sale. I needed it. Also, remember I'm no mechanic, but if anyone's ever doing one of these, tip for you, this little thing here, this bit there, that's called like I call it like a jiggle valve or whatever. That goes at the top because that's how it lets the air through. So remember that, point it to the sky. All right, everything's back together. I don't really show you guys me putting it back together because I have a paid mechanic that works off camera. I wish. Can you imagine how good that would be? No, I'm just not a mechanic, guys, so I don't really include me doing that kind of stuff because, you know, I don't want you to learn from me. I mean, one day, maybe. I do give it a go. I just, you know, a lot of times it's just like I put a bolt in there and I'm like, oh, then I've got to take it back out because I have to put another bolt in somewhere else and just be, you know, it's not efficient and it's not great. So We just skim over those parts. But I don't mind showing you when I make things that are abnormal. Like this. This is my funnel for bleeding the coolant in the car. If anyone's ever seen anyone do this before, you usually have a special funnel that will then clip onto here. But what we've got is half a 2-litre milk carton and some duct tape. And you know what, guys? It's gonna work just as well. Wow, that looks so nice. I think raspberry cordial is one of my favorite. Although actually in saying that, I do love lime. I wonder how many liters this takes actually. I should put some water in there with it, hey? I'm using sparkling water for this. As everyone knows, Toyotas love sparkling water. Filling up now. This thing probably takes like 10 liters of water, doesn't it? Ahoy! We're foolish. Okay, let's start this thing up. I don't know where the keys are though. Here they are. I left these on top of the engine. That was dumb. Look at this. We just got a shipment. And it's not for this one. It's for this one. How exciting, the Prada's getting a little bit of love. Time to unbox these bad boys. I'm excited. I've barely seen any photos of these on purpose so that I didn't want to look too close because I want to be excited when I see them. Oh, they look nice. Whoa. Whoa. Look at this. Look how sick that laser cutting looks. That's so sick. I'm frothing over that. Almost need earmuffs. Maybe wondering why my Rattler's blue. It's because my red one stopped working, so I had to borrow Dad's. I'm not happy about it. I think it's time to install the first bash plate. I'm not gonna lie, I've been looking at the instructions for the last 20 minutes being like, what? And then once it clicked, I was like, ah, silly. They're actually very easy to follow. I was being a dummy. They give you this anti-seize as well, which is sick. This is gonna look so sick. Oh, Frankie! Oh, she looks so good. Alrighty. Oh. 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 Imagine owning a hoist. How good would that be? Oh, I didn't put the anti-seize on. Oh my god. It's like a little McGoring packet. Do. You know when you get songs stuck in your head? I've got Justin Timberlake. Don't be so quick to walk away, dance with me. Probably get copyrighted because I'm that good at that. Wanna rock your body. Oh, okay, we just got the middle one in. Ow! Oh, you know what? It's times like these when you're just like, oh, I wish that I had. I mean, I know I've got a shed and I shouldn't complain. Well, I've got a garage and it's fantastic. But you just always want bigger, don't you? Look at this. Jamaica, we have a bobsled team. All right, if you're doing this yourself, I mean, I probably wouldn't be using this video for an install progress. What do you call it? An install and how to. But if you've got a friend, probably hit them up. Just someone to hold stuff, you know? Okay, that one's gonna be hard. How does that work? You see, this bit is supposed to be on the other side of that. That was dumb. That's really dumb because I wonder if this one will come down far enough. These ones are easier to get in. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? We're on now, boys. My arms are getting so tired. Oh. Ah. Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy, and he's got them all done. Now I just got to peel the stickers off. In hindsight, I should have done this before. I just thought it would help not scratch them, you know? Ba 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 da ba da. We done. Have a look. Look how sick that looks. I need to just clean that bit up. I mean, it looks cool on camera, doesn't it? Oh, woo! That's so sick, isn't it? Whoa. Pretty happy with that. Hello. Oh, what's happening, dudes? We're back working on the Troopy. I feel like I haven't been working on this car for a very long time. I mean, it's probably only been about 4 or 5 days, but I don't know. When you're working on it every day, having like a 4 or 5 day break is like a long time. You might be wondering why we're in the interior of the Troopy. See this blue thing here? That is horrific. It's such a bad system. And to be honest, I actually took the speakers out of the door the other day, and I've just been running this RE boom because every time I connect my phone to this, if someone calls me, it just instantly answers. And yes, I know there's probably a setting or whatever in there, but I cannot figure it out. It's so annoying. Like the scammers call me and it just answers. It was Amazon Prime Day the other day, and I spent a lot of money on Amazon stuff for the Troopy because, hang on, I'll get rid of this. Because Amazon has all this really good stuff, like it's just crappy things. But I bought this from Amazon. This big screen. I mean, it's not just a screen, it's a stereo. A Toto. What kind of brand is that? It almost says Toyota, doesn't it? I thought I'd chuck that here, and that might, you know, bring us into the 21st century. So yeah, we're gonna have to sort out some stereo speakers and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I just wish that we didn't have an Amazon depot in Tasmania, as we don't have many things. Stuff's not like same day delivery and all that kind of stuff that everyone else in the rest of the world gets. But at least, you know, it's 3-day delivery. But anyway, I hope this isn't too hard. Let's get into it. Well, this is not looking good at all. That's our little harness. Someone's already cut and shut it, so it's not gonna be good. But we'll make it work. Actually, while I'm here, because as you can see, it's really bright in here. So many people asked me when we did the snow episode, what were these lights? These little, they're like magnetic and they change color and go brighter or whatever. And the coolest thing as well is that they are charging ones, which is so cool. So you can, they're like a power bank, so you can charge your phone, and then they've just got magnets on them. Can you see out there? No. Look at that. And they last for ages. Anyway, you get them at iTech World. And if you want a discount, you can use my discount code. So that gets them even cheaper. They're like I think they're like 30 bucks or something. They're 100% worth it. And they make long ones too. I'm definitely gonna get some long ones. But yeah, anyway, back to the problem at hand. One problem I'm having is that this one is broken, which I'm thinking about cutting off because I have to screw this in and then screw this bit in, if that makes sense. That's got to go through that hole there. I'm just going to work this out and then I'll get back to you when I figure it out. Okay, so I got him plugged in. I'm guessing that now I've only literally just hooked power up to it to see what happens. Because I'm not going to go any further if it doesn't work, you know? Oh. Hello. That's pretty lit. Look at this. Look at this setup that I've made. Like brackets upon brackets. That's what happens when you buy the cheap stuff. I actually think it's not far enough. Hang on. But does it look good? So you can sort of see it's here, but I've got it hard up on this lip here. That there needs to go to that, and that needs to go to that. There's just a bit of a gap. So I need to bring him out a little bit more. But it looks pretty sick, don't you think? I probably could clean the dash up a little bit. But this is more exciting, isn't it? All right, I'm sure you're sick of this, so let's just get this done like this. Look at this. How cool, we're all in. Everything works like pretty well. YouTube. Lil Jake. This is pretty good. Like, I'm super, super happy with that. It's got CarPlay and everything that you need. And I even got this thing off Amazon as well, which is like a phone holder. Magnetic one. And it charges. That's pretty sick. And it must sort of stay on somehow in the background. Because when you turn the key off, so it goes off. And usually, like, all stereos take ages to, you know, warm up again, I guess. But it's straight back on. How good's that? I'm super happy with that. Morning, guys. I'm just about to go off to get some plumbing supplies. And I've broken the Prada. So, the hazard lights are on, which is super weird. Anyway, I can unlock it. Lock it, obviously the door's open so I won't lock. Anyway, push the hazard lights. Nothing happens. It won't turn off. Start the car. Hazard lights won't turn off. And push them. Sorry, I'm back. My phone connects to the car and there's no noise. Anyway. Still yet to be able to turn these off. So, like I said, you can turn, and if you keep pushing them, but they literally just won't turn off. There's no warnings or anything. Just the car flashing. And I can't just drive down the road with the hazard lights on. That's really annoying, but you know, all I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna disconnect the battery. Yeah, that's my plan. Disconnect the battery. Disconnected. Yeah, can't flash now with no battery. You idiot. Thinks it's so cool, doesn't it? Alright, the indicators aren't flashing. No flashing. Alright, moving on to our next project. You might have seen on pretty much every LandCruiser 70 series, wagon, 76 and Troopy, they have these vents here. Now, the cruiser company make these cool things. So they're like, they're called a utility panel. So 2 pieces. They don't actually come with these bits on them. I just went and grabbed them from Bunnings. But they're just like a laser cut plate looking like that. And pretty much what happens is you just sort of bolt it on here like that. Now, I've already mounted an air compressor and a tank underneath the car. So now I'm gonna be able to keep my hoses for the air compressor and whatever in here, like that. They'll be in this part. And then I'll flick them out, plug into there, and then I'll be able to pump my tires up and all that just from this utility panel. So that'll be really, really neat, which I'm excited about. And then with the water, I'm not really gonna use it exactly how it's intended to be, as water in and water out. Well, technically it will be water in, water out, but once I get it set up, I'll run it through with you. Not bad. What do you think? Just gotta bring the air up to this now. So I originally hooked it in just here, and then the tank. There's the tank. All dirty. This car is filthy at the moment. I've got to put a new line in now because I only left that one short. I didn't know how long it would be until I got this little panel. So now I've got it. Oh. Anyway, it looks like this. Let's chuck it in. And wham, it's done. How good? So I obviously haven't hooked the water up yet, but I've got my air in. So that's a little Nitto style fitting there. And then on the back here, you can see this is just the fittings that I had. I would have liked this to be closer in, but just what I had. So that goes in down here, coming out of here. So I just need to silicone that hole into the tank, which I need to hook back up. So rather than turning it off at the switch, I just disconnected the pressure switch. So there's a pressure switch right here, and that's it, set at like 140 PSI. So when the tank gets to that pressure, it shuts off. And the little compressors here, I know it's not big, but we're weight saving. It should be good for what we want. It's on little rubber mounts. Now we've got air over there. Don't worry about this, this is all cords and stuff that needs to be... I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. It looks good. It looks cool with that little airbag van thing on there. I will say it is designed to go on the other side of the car, and hence the ramp on that way. But it still looks good on this side. Alrighty, so I've finished pretty much the rough end of the plumbing, as you can see right here. Now, it's not as complicated as it looks. It actually doesn't look that complicated at all. But let me run through the process. So imagine you are water. You're a little blob of water, and I turn on the tap. Now, what's going to happen is underneath my feet here, underneath the car, there'll be a 50-litre water tank. This little blue hose here, this goes down underneath the car. Now don't worry, I'm gonna bracket all this off later, but it's just the rough end. The water will come up and through along here. Now I have a pump mounted in behind here. This pump only had inbuilt hose fittings on it, which was very annoying, but that's all right. I did actually take it apart thinking that I'd be able to swap it for like a BSP thread or whatever, but didn't happen. Anyway, there's a real good hose fitting, so they should be good. But regardless, if it leaks, it's just going to go into these panels, which is then going to go down inside of the car and come out. I mean, I know it'll be a pain, but It is what it is. So it goes into the pump, sucks from the tank into the pump, along here. Now, we have a T here, which then goes out along here to the shower, which will be out that window. Or it then comes along here, down, in along here, and then out. And this will be connected to our sink that will be in the kitchen area up here. Now, what if you're a blob of water and you want to be hot water? Here's where it gets interesting. Now enter the hot water unit. I have this Julka hot tap, which is like an instantaneous gas hot water unit. So I do have like a little gas line that will run from here, and then more than likely I'm going to sit my gas bottle on top of the spare tire, as that's just the classic move. So our water comes along here on the back side, then into this bit that says water out. So it goes along in the hose into the hot water unit, and then back out this way and back inside. And now you see here, so this valve here, this is our water going in. I have a valve here that you can turn it on and off, just so that when we're not using that outside and the pump turns on, this doesn't just spit out with water. So I will have to come in here every time and turn this valve on and off, but that's not too bad. Now this valve here it's a duo valve, but basically it's a one-way valve. So we'll only let water flow down this way, so that we can never backfeed the hot water and have it push out that like hose fitting out there. So I don't need to ever touch anything like that, like turn valves on and off. That one will just stay there. Now you might think, why don't you put one there? But too much explaining. This is the best way to do that. So our cold water goes out into our unit, hot water comes back in, and that will be fed into this bit here, which eventually will be connected to our tap in our sink inside. And then the other bit will be here, which will be our shower. So you have a normal like tap here out there, and then the shower head will be a handheld which sort of sits here. So that will be all in there. Now I'm going to put a shower tent above there, so you'll be able to open this up, have all your shampoo, conditioner, or whatever you've got going on in there, and then have your shower in there, like in this bit. And I'll probably also put like a hanger for the shower head to sit up here. It'll just be on a hose, so you know you can wash all your naughty bits. But yeah, that's it. That's the hot tap. That's my hot water setup. So I mean, I'll clean these hoses up, cut them down so they're only short. I still need to figure out a way of hanging this, because this isn't unreal. And also the plan is that I'll be able to set that up and then go back inside, and we'll just be able to leave it set up all the time. And I don't really want to have to have this open, because I'll have, you know, stuff in here. And if I'm at a campsite, for example, I want everything to be locked away. I mean, they can steal my hot water if they have to, but not everything else.